Good morning. It's bright and early, the day 2 of our little adventure here. We're starting the trail earlier for several reasons. Number one, we're a lot closer to where we're camping to start the trail on Route 206. Rocky. And it's supposed to be 90s today, so we figured we start a little earlier, get some cool hiking in as fast as we can. First thing we have to do is cross Route 206 up here. You might hear the traffic. And then a little climb up to the Kittatinny Ridge and follow that ridge all day long. 14.5 miles. So you probably know the Appalachian Trail is blazed with white blazes. It's famous for that. So because of that, there are all kind of terms that have been coined on the trail, like yellow blaze, for instance, is somebody that skips a section of trail and they get a ride to another place. It's called a yellow blaze because of the yellow lines on the road, etc. There's all kinds of different blazes. But anyway, today, Linda is silk blazing. And what that means is she's the first one down the trail, so she's clearing out all the spider webs. And it's pretty amazing because of her height, she misses a few, so I get a few. And after you meet somebody, you figure the trail ahead is clear because they've cleared it for you. But in 20 minutes, you start running into spider webs again. It's amazing how fast they'll cover the trail with a web, or at least a piece of a web. Very industrious. Okay, so this is a decent view. We left this morning from Culver's Gap. So that is Culver's Lake. The noise you hear in the background is Route 206, the main drag for people going to work in the morning. This is a pretty good view. And there's Linda over there. Okay, down south they would call this a bald. But this is a viewpoint looking west. Those are the Poconos way over there.
Way.
A couple towns. Oh, probably those are the Poconos.
Yeah, those are the Poconos. Way.
Because I'll zoom in later, but this is the rest of the. This is why they call it a bald, or it would be called a bald. Real quick. Now you're all dizzy. Now I'll go back over here and zoom in on you. Yeah. So, believe it or not, New Jersey's about 6 weeks ahead of Maine weather-wise. And I say that because they have ripe blueberries.
And bears. Lots of bears.
And bears that like the blueberries.
Works out really well.
Hey there. So, with yesterday's section added to this one, it's about 28 miles through here. And there's only one shelter. And it is closed because of aggressive bear activity. So you might wonder where people stay. Well, most people have tents, like Linda and I do when we backpack. We don't have one now because we're slack packing every day. And then the rest of the people have hammocks. And basically what they need is a couple of trees that are spaced just right, and they'll string up a hammock. But just this morning, we ran into this young guy who built a shelter, and I was quite impressed, and I'll show you his picture. So this is Lake Fairview, and that's a Boy Scout retreat or camp or whatever they call it. They must own the whole thing because it's not surrounded by homes. We've seen a lake in New Jersey where they're packed together closer than Beach Hill Pond, so there's got to be some story here. Anyway, it's a good view. We're about, 10 miles into the hike. Okay, we are about a little over 13 miles into the hike. We got a mile and a half left. It dawned on me there's a interesting factoid about Delaware Water Gap. In 1962, Congress adopted a proposal to dam up the Delaware River, which is the division between New Jersey and Pennsylvania. They were going to dam the river and put in a hydroelectric dam, creating a reservoir behind it, similar to Hoover Dam. And that was in 1962. And environmentalists and some prominent politicians fought it. And it kept getting postponed until finally 30 years later, in 1992, the project was scrapped. And one of the proponents to the project, one of the more important politicians, I guess, his name was Worthington. So he is credited with the stopping of the dam, and they have named Worthington State Park after him, which borders on the Delaware Water Gap Recreation Forest. Oh, here's a view from a power line. Just a little factoid I thought you might be interested in. Well, this is a beaver pond. You can see two dams out there, if I could line it up just right. There's one in the distance, and one behind the tree, of course. But they say the beaver's working right down here at the outlet. He doesn't mind people watching. So we'll try to get some shots of the beaver. Yeah, you can see both lodges right there. Everybody says they've been seeing the beaver come over and work on the dam, but he must be on coffee break.